Hello and welcome back to Mr. Mayor's Friday Book Chats. I'm going to talk to you about a few new books down here at the junior high library. First one is called I Love You, Michael Collins. And Michael Collins may not be as well known as Neil Armstrong or Buzz Aldrin, but he was also on the Apollo 11 ship that went to the moon. And the story takes place in 1969, and the main character, Mamie, is writing letters to Michael Collins as part of a school assignment. And she wanted to write to him because she knows how important it is that he stayed on the ship. Because if he didn't, how would they, know where to come back, or how could they come back again? Because people in Mamie's life are also leaving. Mamie's mother leaves home, and her father goes after her, to try to win her back. Her older sister already had moved away, and now her 16-year-old sister is thinking about moving out with her boyfriend. So all of the most important people in her life are moving away, and this story is all about trying to cope with that and kind of figure out what she's going to do when everybody in her life is moving away. The next book is called Truth or Dare by Barbara D. And this author is fantastic at writing about just kind of the middle school, junior high experience and kind of the stuff that goes with that. This is about Leah, and who has a group of friends, but her group of friends is dominated by a girl named Abby, who enjoys sometimes putting them down, to make herself feel better. And Leah feels like she's kind of on the outs of this group even before summer starts. And they're all going to the same summer camp. But right at the beginning of summer, Leah backs out and decides to spend the summer with her aunt. But when all the girls come back, they've decided that this Truth or Dare game that they've been playing, they want to keep playing. And Leah starts telling a few kind of white lies, trying to make herself look better and how great her summer was, and it kind of escalates, and she starts feeling herself pull away from her group of friends that she's always been friends with. So if you've ever felt like kind of on the outskirts of your friend or trying to figure out where you fit in, this might be a good one for you. The next book is called Good Enough, and this is about a girl who never feels like she's good enough. She's a 12-year-old named Riley, who she's a great artist, she's a great runner, she's a good sister, a good friend. But one day, her younger sister is a great gymnast. And when one day they're at a practice and a friend of hers says something about Riley being a little bit overweight. She could never be a good gymnast because of her weight. Riley takes that to heart, and she goes home and she decides that maybe she is overweight, and she starts to skip meals. And she eventually kind of hits this wall where she has to go away because of her anorexia. She's not eating, and she has an eating disorder. And this is all about kind of her treatment and getting back to feeling good about herself. So it's kind of a tough issue, but it's a great story to read about. Next one, Been There, Done That, School Days. This is just a bunch of short stories from popular authors about their own school experiences. It's got comics. It's just, if you like short stories or just want a book to pick up and read a few stories, check that one out. If you like Big Nate, this is the new book by Jackson Peirce, the author of Big Nate. It takes place in the 1300s about Max, who everybody thinks that he's going to join or follow in the footsteps of his family and become this lute player, but Max wants to be a knight. And when his uncle gets captured, Max and his buddies, the Midknights, have to go capture him. So again, it's a graphic novel. It's just kind of a fun one. And then the last book I'm going to talk to you about, Masterminds. This came out a few years ago as a Rebecca Caudle list. about a town in New Mexico called Serenity, which there's no unemployment, no homelessness, no crime. But when Eli, he's 13 years old, he tries riding his bike outside of Serenity, and he starts getting sick. And he realizes that Serenity, there's something going on outside of Serenity, that there's a little bit of a mystery surrounding this town. It's a great mystery book, great adventure book. And I just got the 2 sequels. So if you've read Masterminds, this one, Criminal Destiny, and the third one, Payback, are available down here in the library. So come check them out. I love hearing feedback from you guys, from teachers and students about these Friday book chats. Enjoy.